He was 68 years old when he learned that peace in retirement can disappear as quickly as morning mist. For most of my life, he lived quietly in Willow County, a small rural town where everybody knew each other's birthdays, church schedules, and the favorite pie flavors. When my wife passed away in 2019, I kept myself busy tending to the little 6-acre stretch of land she and he had bought decades earlier. That land wasn't just property. It held our memories, our first tomato patch, the oak tree she insisted we plant, and the small bench where we used to sit and watch the fireflies dance. One warm July morning, as he was trimming a stubborn hedge, a white pickup truck rolled up. Out steps 3 members of the Willow Community Preservation Group, folks I'd known casually over the years. "Morning, Henry," said the leader, a tall fellow named Clark. "We need to talk about some boundaries on your land." He wiped the sweat from my forehead. "What kind of boundaries?" Clark cleared his throat. "Your southern field. It doesn't really belong to you. According to our information, it's community land. It was donated way back in the 1950s. He almost dropped my hedge clippers. "That's impossible," he said. "My wife and he bought this land fair and square in 1978. Clark gave me the kind of smile you give a confused child. "We're not accusing you of anything, just letting you know that the records show the southern 2 acres as public property. Could you stop using that part until we sort it out?" He stared at him. "I've been mowing that field for 43 years. "We'll sort it," he repeated, then turned and he walked back to the truck. As the dust settled, my heart thumped against my ribs. I'd seen enough land disputes in my life to know that when someone tells you something isn't theirs, you better take it seriously. That night, he sat at my kitchen table, the same table my wife and he bought from Ayat Saleh in 1982. He brewed myself some coffee and he pulled out the old metal lockbox where he kept my important papers. Inside lay birth certificates, tax receipts, letters from my wife, and most importantly the original deed to our land. He unfolded the yellowing document carefully. My wife had always laughed at how he guarded it like treasure, but she knew why. She grew up on a farm where a cousin lost acres because we trusted someone else's word instead of paperwork. The deed clearly mapped out all 6 acres, including the southern field. My wife had written a little heart next to the oak tree location. He smiled at the memory, but as he looked closer he froze. There was something else inside the envelope, something he hadn't noticed in years. A small, handwritten letter from the original seller, dated 1978, stating all land, including the southern pasture, is transferred in full to the buyers without exception. He held it like it was a lifeline. The next morning, instead of waiting for trouble, he drove straight to the county records office. The place smelled like old paper and the lemon floor cleaner. Behind the desk sat Mrs. Dawson, a woman who'd been working there since before he had gray hair. "Henry, what brings you here?" she asked. He laid the deed and the letter on the counter. "I need you to verify these against the county records." Her eyebrows lifted. She adjusted her glasses and disappeared into the back room. For 20 minutes, he paced, tapping my fingers on the counter, remembering how my wife used to tell me not to worry about things until they were worth worrying about. When Mrs. Dawson finally returned, her expression was serious. "Henry," she said, "someone updated a community boundary map in 2004 and included your southern field by mistake." "A mistake?" he repeated. "Yes. And it's pretty clear from these documents that the mistake has nothing to do with you. Your deed stands. That land is yours." Relief washed through me, warm and heavy. "Would you like me to certify everything officially?" she asked. "Please," he said, "before someone else tells me my tomato patch belongs to the government." Later that afternoon, when the community group returned, he was ready. Clark hopped out of his truck with a clipboard. "Henry, we just wanted to check." He handed him the certified documents. His jaw tightened as he read them. "Well, looks like there was an error." "Yes," he said calmly. "On your side." He muttered something about updating their files, then got back into his truck, clearly embarrassed. But he didn't care about winning. He cared about keeping the land that held my wife's laughter in every inch of soil. That evening, he walked to the southern field. The sun dipped low, painting the grass gold. I placed my hand on the bark of the oak tree. My wife used to say that trees hold stories. Maybe she was right. Maybe this old oak had been standing guard all along. Losing her was hard, Losing our land, our shared home would have been unbearable. But the past has a way of protecting what's meant to stay. And sometimes, the truth lies in a thin piece of paper UV cap safe for nearly half a century.